Hi, and welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about how to create a compelling or engaging slide deck. And slide decks are used for presentations to showcase your service, to connect with the audience. We can talk about a lot of these things and also hopefully to lead to your offer, products or services. And so first, let me just share a little speaker wisdom. The speaker wisdom for today is to not get comfortable. Why? Because being comfortable is equivalent or the same as being complacent. And this is something I learned at a very early age, is not to be comfortable. I'm a person who loves to really jump outside of my comfort zone. Even though it's going to be scary, it's going to be frightful, I always remember that on the other side, that's when the success lies. That's when new opportunities lies. That's when I stretch and grow as a person. And so I understand that when fear sets in, and it does for me too, even at this time or this stage, when fear sets in, I know that, wow, this is the opportunity for me to really expand in whatever area that I'm working on. When I first started public speaking, I was terrified, really petrified to pretty much do anything. I could speak to anyone. I could speak to anyone one-on-one. I definitely could speak to anyone in an audience, right? I couldn't get in front of people. I couldn't present. I couldn't do any of those things. And I knew that it was vitally important. So that's when I just learned the value of not procrastinating, not allowing my fears to stop me, and to gain the courage that I needed to continue to move forward. It's kind of like riding a bike. When you first rode a bike, you were scared, you fell, but you kept getting up and you kept riding that bike and you kept riding that bike. When you first learned how to drive a car, I'm sure you just weren't driving and traveling from state to state. You had to learn in steps. And so I always kept that in my mindset, that everything that I'm going to do that's new, it's going to take a little time for me to get familiar with it, to get a better understanding of it before it gets comfortable and I feel really good. But the first time I'm going to feel scared, but I have to take that first step. That first step is going to lead to the next step, the next step. So if you think about it this way, if there's something that you want to do, maybe in the area of public speaking, and you're a little insecure or frightened, or you're really ready to take it to the next level, but you're a little scared to put yourself out there like that, think about it. All you have to do is take one foot forward, and then the next foot forward, and the next foot forward, and the next foot forward. And soon, if you don't give up, continue to practice your craft, you're going to reach your destiny. And so that's a little speaker wisdom that I have for you today. And it kind of leads into our topic today, is creating an engaging slide deck. Now, there's professional people who use presentations at work, right? We just want them to, gain a little, better skills and do a little better job at it. But if you're a speaker, many times you'll get an opportunity to present a presentation. I love presentations because it adds that visual element to the things that you're saying. It allows people to actually see it and get a better understanding of what you're talking about or what journey you're leading them to. So I love using presentations, using slide decks and things like that. It also helps when you're doing webinars. Webinars are another, factor within the speaking industry that's really gained a lot of momentum in the last few years. And so when you're doing webinars, it's best to use a very professional slide deck. It's going to help to really establish yourself as a real expert and a professional when done the right way. And you can put up slides and all kind of stuff, but when your presentations are done effectively, that is definitely one area that I know that, hey, this person needs a little help there, or they're really not a professional. When I see that, there's misspelled words in the slide, the presentation doesn't look cohesive. It's not compelling enough. There's too much words. It just really shows their lack of expertise. Now, I did a presentation many years ago, and I got called out on that. I did, and that taught me that I really needed to put a lot of focus and emphasis on how I present and review those slides over and over and over again to perfection. Even better, have someone else review the slides for you so that you have another set of eyes looking at it to make sure there's no errors and it really looks top notch. That's what you want to do. You want it to make it look more, attractive to your attendees. And ultimately, when you do this right, and it takes them from a journey from getting to know you a little bit more to your speaking points to end with, wanting to find out more about you. If you do it correctly, you can make a very lucrative business in the public speaking space. And so just a couple of tips here I want to just give you is don't rely too much on the presentation. It irks me when people just stand there and read each slide verbatim. No, your presentation slides are just a guide. Remember, it's just a visual representation, help people understand a little bit better what you're talking about. If you're talking about your family, it's great to have a picture of your family. If you're talking about your book, it's great to have a picture of your book. So they know what to look for, right? If you have a journey or a place that you went to and you want to show a picture of you in a different, country or doing something amazing, show that, so you can say, oh, okay, they really were there. That's great. Or I want to go there as well and gain that same experience. Show them in your slides, but do not read your slides verbatim. That's not the way to really showcase your gifts and create that shock factor that you need. Your presentation can, if used correctly, create real impact and gain that dynamic presence, or help you to gain a dynamic presence with your audience. But don't use that as a crutch, okay? You definitely want the attention on you as a speaker. That's just a little tool there that you're going to use. Now, when you're creating your slide decks, you want them to be stunning. You want to create images that are bright, that are attractive, designed, and really look very professional. Again, like I said, I've seen presentations that were just absolutely awful that you knew to just put it together, but I've also seen presentations that were actually stunning. Now, I do a lot of training for companies, and we use slide decks and presentations. And one tool that I use is Beautiful AI. That's a tip. Beautiful AI makes your presentations look absolutely beautiful. So it's actually pretty expensive, about $25 a month, but it was a game changer in the quality of my presentations when I started using that. So check them out. It's really going to be able to create, eye-attention, grabbing presentations and really elevate your level of professionalism when you use those. Now, when you're creating your slides, one thing that I see a lot of people doing is they're adding a lot of words, a whole lot of words. And that's one thing that separates amateurs from experts, because experts know not to do that. Even better yet, there's a friend of mine, Tony Watley. He did a presentation about 45 minutes long. And he brought to my attention that he didn't use any words. And when I thought about it, I'm like, wow, that's genius. He didn't use any words. He literally talked about an apple. He had a picture of an apple. He talked about a trip to Africa. He had a picture of him in a Jeep in Africa with one of the people in Africa was his driver to work every day. It was a very engaging audience. We were so caught up in his presentation of his speech that I did not realize that he did not have one word in his presentation. So that goes to show that the less words you can put in your presentation, the better you can do, and the better it will be. And so make sure that you're not using a whole bunch of words. You don't need that. Presentation is just a visual aid to guide your presentation or speech. Now, one thing that helps me, especially, you want the testimonials, you want great feedback, you want to be engaging, you want to be interactive. And so when I'm teaching or training people, I will make it extremely interactive. We have so many different ways to incorporate engagement into a presentation, such as, we use polls, we use a tool called Mentimeters, we do trivia, we add trivia, we add breakout sessions, and this is virtual, breakout sessions. We do other group activities, and all those are incorporated in my presentation, as well as the training points. We add video and different things that get them engaged and ask questions and get them talking amongst each other and with us. So if there's any way you can incorporate all of those elements, not everything under the sun, but use them in a very organized manner, like sprinkle them here, sprinkle them there, between your training points or your teaching points, that will help the presentation really, people really get the experience and learn what you're trying to teach them. And one feedback that I get from quite a few people is they love the fact that my presentations are interactive. My trainings are interactive, because what people are so tired of doing is sitting there listening to someone just yap for 30, 40, 45, 60 minutes. And my trainings are 8 hours. And so I'm training someone for 8 hours. I don't want to talk for 8 hours. And I'm sure that they don't want to listen to someone just talk for 8 hours. That would be agonizing. And so find some ways to kind of lighten up the mood and add some things that will create a more fun factor and really get to know your audience. Okay, so the presentation is so much more. You can do all these things within your presentation, but the idea is to get them familiar with you, right? Increase that human-to-human connection. You can certainly do that with doing fun things or adding fun things to your presentations. Really going to help them to better engage with you and open up and share their experiences and ideas. And as you listen to what they're saying and incorporate those tips or strategies or more information into your presentation, make it even better for the next presentation that you give. That's really the moral of the story. And what it would be helpful to do as a speaker is to really listen to each and every single presentation speech that you give. When you're at events, talk to the audience member, listen to their stories, listen to their feedback, or if they write a testimonial, listen to that and see ways that you can incorporate even more into your presentations to make it even better. People don't always tell you what they think. It's just up to you to kind of listen to what they say. Now, lastly, when you're creating your presentation, make a good thing that you can do to really engage the audience even better is to incorporate pictures of your story. Your story is so compelling. Your story is what grabs their attention, which creates that bond, that connection with your audience. So show pictures of your story to create a more visual experience for them, so they can see, oh, wow, you experienced that. I experienced something similar. I want to be, I wish I could, experience the same journey that she did. Make them feel like they're there, like they want to be there, right? You can certainly do that with your presentation if you do it creatively. Don't just put slide. Make it interesting and vibrant and energetic and moving, and do different things that can help incorporate or elevate your presentation. Well, that ends today's session. Go out and start creating a professional and engaging slide deck for your next presentation or webinar. That is really going to help you to really advance your speaking career. And lastly, when you're doing this, make sure that at the end you have something to offer. That makes it all worthwhile, because putting these presentations can take a lot of time and a lot of energy. But if you're able to structure them in the way that leads them to wanting more from you and about you, in a way that you can help transform their lives or help them to gain more valuable insight in some area within your expertise, that makes it all worth it. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today. And I hope this episode was useful for you, and that you will use it within your career or in your next presentation. Add a couple of fun elements in your presentation. As always, I send you much love and much success. Until next time, next week, and same time, same place. All right, bye for now.
Are you a professional struggling to speak confidently in front of others? Do you have trouble giving presentations or leading teams? Are you finding it difficult to sell to clients? At Be Seen Beloved, we understand the challenges you face. That's why we're here to help. With our expert guidance and training, you'll gain the confidence you need to excel in your business and career. Whether you're looking to lead groups, speak to larger audiences, or train people in your corporation, we can help. Our unique approach will not only improve your business connections and increase your income, but it will also lead to a happier and more fulfilled life. So why wait? Take the first step towards success and visit us at www.beseenbeloved.com today.